These videos will make you question everything. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check them out.
You people swore an oath to the Constitution, and you swore an oath to protect my rights, and now you've just violated my First Amendment right and my Fourth Amendment right. And you're going to learn that from a judge in court. I have very good attorneys, and you have no idea who you're messing with. How's it going, guys? Amagansett Press, and we are coming to you today from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and we are at a state-owned liquor store here in Coeur d'Alene. Here in Idaho, it's a similar situation to Utah. Not sure if you saw any of our video there, but the state owns some of the liquor stores here in Idaho, and we're just going to pay a little visit on them and find out if they have any issues with us taking photographs and video on public property. I am out with Watching the Watchman today. He's over there somewhere doing his intro, and appreciate you guys stopping by. Good to see you, and hopefully this will be an interesting one for you. So I know the one in Utah was. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. I'll leave a link in the description.
I know what they're doing, you know what I mean? Has some good to it, really good to it, because it exposes what it exposes, right? But it's still, just to hear him say, see what we can get into today, is really crazy to me.
Meanwhile, let me give you a little look at the neighborhood here where we are. And while I'm doing that, time and temperature check. Today is Tuesday, August 24th. It is 4:20 in the afternoon, and it is 74 degrees, sunny and beautiful in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Seems to be a nice little chill town too with that.
Hey, making out there, Watchman? What's happening? So you want to check out what kind of signage we have on the door here and see what's going on? So it says Idaho Liquor Division, must be 21 with valid ID to enter or be accompanied by a parent. Well, that's good. That means Watchman could come inside with me. Nice. This property is monitored by audio, video surveillance, cameras for the protection of our customers and employees. They are hiring.
I don't care what nobody say. I keep looking at that Mega Millions up to like 290 something million at that time when he recorded this. Crazy.
If you haven't played Powerball or Mega yet, get your tickets. Almost 300 million on each, if you do that sort of thing. Some folks having a good time. And as you can see, the liquor store is right next to a supermarket called Lakeside Harvest Foods. They share a parking lot here.
Yeah, you too.
But he walked out of there like another satisfied customer.
You can catch a little glimpse of the scenery there off in the distance. Beautiful. I mean, I'm guessing northern Idaho would be considered part of the Pacific Northwest, where we are, and it's very mountainous, beautiful, lots of very tall, big trees and forests, and it's a very nice. It's my favorite kind of landscape. Watchman here prefers the desert. Say seagull? Yeah. Well, that makes more sense here than it does in Wyoming. Yeah. We saw seagulls in Wyoming. How does that even happen?
I ain't mad at him. While we waiting on the cops to pull up, y'all drop what's y'all favorite drink to get from the liquor store or package store if you want to be proper about it. What's y'all favorite drink to go get? You know what I mean? While we waiting on the cops to pull up.
How you doing? Sorry?
What are we filming?
Oh, I'm just in the middle of something, but thanks.
So you just filming the people?
Guys videoing. What are you videoing?
You right now.
I know, I'm videoing you too. So what are you guys videoing for? Posted like I am?
Probably the same reason you are.
Yeah.
See, there's a person that asks, doesn't get their answer, asks again, doesn't get their answer, asks again, and eventually it'll turn into a demand. And why are you harassing me? So just...
I was wondering if that was just a customer or maybe a manager or owner or something like that.
better off to stay out of those things. She can create a situation all on her own if she likes to.
You do those First Amendment audits on YouTube? Is that what you're doing?
Sorry?
You do those First Amendment audits on YouTube?
First Amendment, what is the First Amendment audit?
Or like your video in public or whatnot?
Oh, I do video in public.
Oh, I'm just curious if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, no.
You look familiar.
Could be the beard.
Could be weird.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Handsome guys always look familiar.
Hey, that's what I get too.
Right on, man. Have a good day. Appreciate you. And sometimes I'm into the conversations, and sometimes I just want to be left alone to do as I do. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, if you're standing on public property and minding your own business, you don't owe anybody an explanation of what you're doing. If you feel like explaining yourself, that's entirely up to you. If you don't want to explain yourself, there's no reason you should have to. But did you notice that guy didn't say anything when he went in? So the woman that went in that was taking your picture or video or whatever must have said something out loud. He heard it, and then that gave him the juice to come out and say something about it. That's how it usually goes. Nobody will say anything until one person becomes boisterous.
Oh yeah, the cops are on the way.
One little spark can set the whole forest fire off. And then they try to spin it into you're creating a disturbance, you're scaring customers away. So best off to just mind your business sometimes and do as you do.
Wouldn't scare me away. Most definitely wouldn't. No, I'm coming to get my package, my alcohol, my liquor, whatever, and I'm gonna get that and then get back in my... You're not gonna scare me from getting what I came to get. Not at all. There they go.
You have a Coeur d'Alene officer pulling in. Going to get some coffee. So the cop's either getting coffee or he's pulling up to ask them what they know about us. We'll find out in a minute. Stay tuned.
I know all that distress caused you to
You guys can't be loitering in front of our building.
Oh, I'm not loitering.
You are. I'm
I
gonna call the cops
every
if you
single
don't
person
leave.
that walked in complained about you guys.
Do you know the definition of loitering?
You.
When you stand in front of the store.
Standing in front of the store hanging out without a purpose.
She said you.
Yeah, I would call too. Yeah.
You're a little fire starter, aren't you? Yeah, and you're proud of yourself. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you'll be part of the whole solution.
You can put me down for that too.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Give her your ID.
I did?
Yeah, good. Very good. Some love freedom, some can't stand it,
I
huh?
got your picture already. I turned it in.
Oh, well, you can go home and play with yourself looking at it.
That would be better than
I know what y'all are calling her in the comment section. I know. I already know what y'all are saying.
And just to be clear,
Hey guys,
yes, sir.
you can film out in the parking lot, but you gotta get off our property.
Why's that?
Because you're bothering the customer.
No, I'm purposely staying 20 feet back from the door, not bothering anybody.
We don't care what your purpose is. It's not a purpose that we recognize.
You don't care what... Say that again, I couldn't hear you with that truck going by.
I said, we don't, you affiliated with what?
Well, no, what did you say? I didn't hear what
I
you
said, we
said.
don't really care what your purpose is.
You don't care what my purpose is?
No.
Okay.
So you can film from out in the parking lot, but not on our property. That's still on our property.
Whose property is this?
What?
Whose property is this?
The state's.
Right, which makes it public property. Sure it is.
Like I said.
What I'm doing is I'm an investigative journalist and I'm working on a story.
Let me see your credentials.
Well, I don't really care what your purpose is, and I'm not interested in having the conversation.
If you don't show your credentials, we're going to call the cops.
You can call whoever you want to call. That's up to you.
Okay.
Knock yourself out.
Let's see your ID.
Let's see your ID, yeah. Cops are right here.
Oh
Cops are
my
right here.
gosh. This is always funny to me.
So we have Coeur d'Alene vehicle K27, plate P1594.
What's up, guys?
How we doing?
What are you guys up to?
Can I just ask name and badge number so I know who I'm talking to?
My name is Officer Kayafa.
Kayafa.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Would you like these gentlemen to leave here?
Pardon me?
Would you like them? Are they good out here, or do you want them to leave?
We do want them to leave. They're standing here. They're filming the customers for.
Okay. So you want them trespass?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Well, you can't, nobody, first of all,
Do you have ID on you?
First of all, let me have a conversation with you. I was not
Sure.
asked.
Right, can I get a cover?
I was not asked to leave.
Okay.
Okay. I'm standing out here on public property. Okay. This is not private property.
I understand, but he doesn't want you in the liquor store, so you could stay in the parking lot. You just can't go on the side of it.
I didn't go. I'm standing 20 feet back
You
from the
have ID
door,
on
so
you?
of course I have ID on me.
I have to trespass you, so I need to formally
No,
get your ID.
no, what are you trespassing me for? I didn't commit a crime.
I have to put in our system, so I have to ID you.
No, that's not the way it works.
Okay.
You've been called supervisor. It's not the way it works. I'm standing out.
Dude, I
Listen,
don't want you I don't want to get arrested for disorderly or anything.
there's no disorderly.
Okay.
I'm having a
Do you have
civil
ID on you?
conversation with you. Listen to me. Okay, I'm
totally
standing. I'm standing on public property.
understand.
Okay, and I'm not breaking the law.
But they want you trespass from their store, so I need to ID
They can
you.
only have me. I didn't go in the store. And a matter of fact, where's their property line? Where's the property line? As far as I'm concerned, I'm not on their property anymore. I'm here
Well,
talking to
were.
you.
Right, and I saw you.
Right.
on it.
So, well, if I left, I left.
I know. So I need to. They want you formally trespassed. So I need your identification.
I'm not going to get formally trespassed from somewhere I have a right to be. If you're asking me to leave under threat of arrest, then I will leave. But I'm not going to be trespassed from somewhere I have a right to be.
They are trespassing you, so I need to get your identification.
They can't trespass me. There's no
Okay.
lawful basis to trespass me.
It's a private property. They are allowed
It's not
to
a private
trespass.
property. It's owned by the state.
Okay. Do you have ID on you, or you're?
That is mind blowing to hear somebody just spout out this is private property and don't even know it. Like they're enforcing something that they haven't verified as private. That is crazy to hear somebody say that. This is private property. How do you know? Do you even know that?
I'm gonna do the same thing that he's doing.
I don't have idea.
I'd like to speak to a supervisor, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Nobody's breaking the law. I'm taking pictures out in public. You're going to try to trespass somebody and arrest somebody for taking pictures in public? I wouldn't do that if I was you. It's not a good idea. And a matter of fact, we're not even on their property.
Did you need anything from me?
I'm gonna get your name. Yeah. So you're Frank.
Frank
Yeah.
Wyerson?
When they were in for your property.
Yes, sir. And they said they're investigative journalists.
That's fine.
I said, let me
I told them what I'm doing. I said I'm working on a story.
And they're taking pictures of the customers.
Perfectly legal.
It is?
Of course it is. I'm in public.
I could do that.
I could do that.
Yep.
But they don't have to do it on our
No.
property, right?
Right. You don't,
I'm not on your property any longer, am
I'm
I?
gonna get a couple down here and we'll figure it out.
Frank, can I ask you where the property line is?
What's your last name?
Ryerson. R-Y-A-S-O-N.
Mr. Ryerson, can you tell me where the property line is?
No.
Well, then how am I supposed to leave your property if I don't know where it is?
I said you can go out in the middle of the parking lot.
I'm
This is still our...
I'm right in front of this building.
Yes. Yes.
That's not the way it works. I want a supervisor. You're not going to trespass me for perfectly lawful, constitutionally protected activity. Otherwise, you're going to be facing a very serious lawsuit, and I don't want to do that either. That's not funny.
I was just sitting here saying, is she trying not to laugh? I seen her go like she was trying to hold it in, like she didn't want to laugh.
It's really not funny. You just pull it. You just threaten to arrest me.
I didn't threaten
You got to
anything.
think. You got a lot of serious things going on in this town, and you're threatening me
I need
with
your ID.
arrest for taking
I need
pictures
your
in
ID
public.
so I can formally put you in our system as your trespass.
That's not the way it
liquor
works. I'm not
store.
going to formally be in your
Okay.
system. I didn't break the law. He asked me, where did you, when you pulled up, what was I doing? I was walking off of the property, correct?
Why is there a
I was
fire
walking
truck?
up to your car. I was walking off the property, correct? So he asked me to leave and I left.
Okay.
End of story. I'm not going to be trespassed from somewhere.
Okay.
That's unreasonable. And unlawful. Are you going to get a supervisor for me?
I'm getting whoever's coming down.
Okay. And I wish we could have had a more cordial conversation. You don't seem interested in that.
Well, I've asked you for your ID several times. I'm being very,
Is that a lawful request?
Yes, it is a lawful request.
How do you feel that's a lawful request? It's really not.
Because a private,
It's not a private business.
Their business wants to trespass you. I have to get your
I
ID.
already left.
Okay.
They
but
can't
I have to,
trust-
I have
yeah.
to identify you at first.
Yeah.
So
No, that's not the way it
25.
works. You're not getting my ID, so get a supervisor down here. That's not the way it's happening. I asked you what your name and badge number was. You gave me your name. You didn't tell me your badge
Oh, we don't
number.
have bad numbers. We have call numbers.
What's your call number? What is it?
K48.
K48. Okay, very good. It's not K27? No?
Yo, this dude here is a trip.
You realize this is state-owned property and it's a state-owned business, right? Am I being detained right now?
Yeah, because you're not giving me your ID.
So I'm being detained.
Right now, you're not free to leave. No.
I'm not free to leave. Okay, very good. So if you're gonna, are you threatening me with arrest if I don't give you my ID? If you're giving me a threat of arrest and you want my ID,
I need to identify you. Yes.
so under threat of arrest, are
No,
you?
I just need your ID. I'm
Well,
not,
if you're not threatening arrest, then I'm not going to give you my ID. If you're telling me you're going to arrest me if I don't give it to you, I'll give it to you under duress. That's up to you. I know exactly what I'm doing and I know what the law is, and you
that's
need to
totally
educate
fine.
yourself before you
And
make a big mistake for the Coeur d'Alene
I'm waiting
Police
for my
Department.
cover to come here before
Okay.
I do anything.
All right, good.
Okay.
Well, I'm telling you, if you want my ID under threat of arrest, I will.
She seems very, very like agitated, uncomfortable, like, and this is at this type of a situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's trying to suppress herself, keep herself, you know what I mean? Keep her composure and stuff like that. But you could tell she's bothered, like super bothered right now.
I'll happily give it to you.
Well, you denied that, so.
No, I didn't deny anything. I'm telling you, I'll give it to you. You're just creating it. You're making it. You're just trying. You're on an ego power trip, trying to make a scene out of something that doesn't exist.
I told you exactly how it works. I need to put you in our system that you are trespassed from the liquor store.
And what happens if I don't give you my ID? That's a reasonable
You're
question.
resisting.
So that's an arrestable offense.
It is an arrestable.
And would you arrest me for that?
I am waiting for a cover right now. I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm telling you, I will give you my ID if you're threatening me with arrest.
I'm not going to talk to you when you're arguing with me.
I'm trying to tell you that if you want my ID and you're telling me you're going to arrest me, I will give you my ID. That's not arguing.
Okay.
That's offering to comply with your demand, but you're obviously looking for a problem. And I'm not trying to give you one. I'm just trying to be a free individual standing up for my rights, and I know what my rights
are.
are.
The business wants you trespassed. And I
Okay.
know who I'm speaking to, so I can formally do that in our system.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. So if I don't give you my ID, are you going to arrest me?
I need your ID, please.
I'm asking you. If you don't, what will happen? If I don't give it to you, what's going to happen?
Dude, I told you right now, that's what I'm asking you to do. They want you formally trespassed from their store.
How are you?
Howdy.
Good. How are we doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Can I just ask
No,
name
you're
and badge
talking
number
to
so I know
her.
I'm speaking to?
You're talking to her.
Okay.
Whoa.
Can I please
Well,
have your
she's
ID?
refused to answer my
You're
question.
talking to her.
Can I please have your ID?
I will give you my ID if you're threatening me with arrest.
I told you exactly what's happening. If you cannot do it, it's a resisting charge. Can I
Okay.
please have
Well, if
your
you're
ID?
telling me, so you're telling me you're going to arrest me if I don't give you my ID,
Yes,
correct?
she's telling you she doesn't want to charge you with trespassing and obstructing.
So if I
but
don't
they
give
want
you my ID, I will be arrested.
You will.
You just earned yourself a lawsuit. Happy day. Good for you.
Because I don't think you understand
There
the
you go.
law.
Oh, I understand the law very well. You don't.
So listen, they want you trespassed,
I
right?
just gave her my ID. End
Well,
of story.
no, listen, they want you trespassed, right?
They have no lawful reason to ask me to be trespassed.
But they do. It's their business.
There's no
right?
lawful reason. This is state property.
It's
I'm
their-
standing here taking pictures. You're going to arrest me for taking photographs in public?
No, listen,
Yes.
it's their business, right? So they want you trespassed, meaning you can't come in.
That's fine.
right?
Trespass me. You just earned yourself a lawsuit.
No, they want you trespassed.
No, you're
right?
going to. Well, you guys are the ones demanding my ID under threat of arrest. So
Well,
now,
we
I'm going to sue you.
facilitate it, right?
Well, now I'm going to
So-
sue you. Just facilitated a lawsuit against Coeur d'Alene, and I'm going to win. And that's the way that goes. And I'm going to name you personally, and I'm informing you right now that you're violating my rights.
Okay.
And I'm also informing you that you're violating my rights.
And what's
So
your
you're
birthday?
aware of that. You just
I don't
violated my
think you
Fourth Amendment
understand the
rights.
rights
Oh, I
as
understand.
the business,
You
right?
don't know who I am. This is not a business. This is a public. This is a public entity.
So
The
you're
state
saying
owns
they don't
this
have the
business.
right to kick out people who are
Only
being
if I'm
disruptive?
violating the law. I was not being disruptive. I was standing 20, 30 feet away from the doorway.
Well, I don't know
minding
what
my
you were
business.
doing,
but they want you
So why would you accuse me?
Oh my God! See, that's the problem right there, right there. When he said, "I don't know what you were," but you walked up saying this, and you will be this and that, and you just walked up with this aggression that give her this, talk to her this, like you knew what was going on. So you just put yourself into something that you probably didn't have to be in.
You're being disruptive if you don't know what I was doing. It's all on 2 cameras.
Because they want you trespass,
Well,
right?
they could want me sent to
So-
Mars. You're going to do that too? You have to follow the law, buddy. That's the way it works. Can I get a supervisor, please? I've asked 15 times. Or do I have to call 911 myself?
Do it.
You're not going to get a supervisor?
She's already called for one.
Okay.
Last minute, please.
How we doing, bud?
Not too bad. How are you?
Oh, pretty lousy right now. Yeah.
Personal info audio.
I didn't know it was against the law to take pictures in public in Coeur d'Alene.
Didn't say it was. I just got here, so.
Yeah, well, nobody knows much, huh?
That's a smart man. I just got here, so I don't know. That would be me. I just got here, so I don't know.
Same last name, first of Benjamin. I-N for last.
This is what you do to people that take pictures in public in Coeur d'Alene.
Listen, the business wants you trespass,
It
right?
doesn't matter.
It does.
This is
So,
public property.
if you
Do you
had a
understand that
business-
this is public? If I had a business, it would be private property.
Okay.
This is public property. You're making a mistake. You can smile and smirk all you want.
No, so listen. So let's say if you had a business, right?
It would be a private business, correct?
Open to the public, right?
No, it would be open to whoever I allow into my private business.
Okay, so what if
That's
it was
not the way it works. Private property and public property is a different story. Completely different story. Completely different set of rules. The only way you could
So the
trespass
liquor
me,
store-
the only way you could trespass me off of public property is if I've committed a crime. You cannot trespass someone from public property when they have committed no crime. That's the way that works. You're going to learn the law today. You're making a mistake.
So
And I tried to be civil with her, and I tried to have a conversation. She's just running her little ego trip, and that's what she wants to do because she feels like she's got a gun and a badge and she can order people around. This is not the way the world works. This is not the way the Constitution of the United States works. You people swore an oath to the Constitution, and you swore an oath to protect my rights. And now you've just violated my First Amendment right and my Fourth Amendment right. And you're going to learn that from a judge in court. I have very good attorneys,
So-
and you have no idea who you're messing with. No idea.
So you go places looking for a lawsuit. That's
No,
your
I
goal.
go places looking to take photographs and video.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's a
on
state.
public property.
It's a state-owned liquor store.
That's correct.
And
Yep.
if somebody's being, let's say, to somebody,
I was not being disruptive.
Okay, but
Where's your proof I was being disruptive? You don't
listen,
have any.
let's
You have
say-
no lawful reason to ask for my ID.
So
You
let's
made a
say
mistake.
Somebody's
You
being
made a
disruptive.
mistake.
No, can you follow my question?
Your logic is flawed. You made a mistake.
So let's say somebody goes in there and they're being super belligerent. I'm
I
not
didn't
saying
go
that's
in
what
there.
you did.
I don't
didn't
know.
go in
Let's
there.
talk about reality, not subjective possibilities.
Well, I'm going to run the scenario by you. Tell me what you
No,
think.
why don't you run the proper scenario by
And
me,
then
which
I'll-
is
and
what
then I'll
happened.
talk
Why don't
to
you run
you.
the scenario that I'm standing 20, 30 feet away from the door, not talking to anybody, minding my own business, taking video on public property, and you're going to trespass me for that. You f***ed up. I'm sorry. That's a mistake, and you're going to learn that today. And it's going to cost you. You're going to lose your qualified immunity because you're aware that you're violating my constitutional rights. That's the way this game works.
No.
Yes,
not.
yes.
I'm trying to explain
Here
to
you go,
you
sir.
what
Thank you.
what I'm trying to give you a scenario.
You're
Tell
giving me
what
a
you
scenario
think.
that doesn't exist.
And then let's talk about your
All right,
scenario.
I'll hear you out. Go ahead.
Okay.
What's your scenario?
So somebody goes
now that
in
you've
there-
just violated my rights, what's your scenario?
Somebody goes in there being super belligerent. The manager says, I want you trespass.
Yes, they're
Do
being
they-
super
can they do
belligerent.
that?
They violated the law. They've caused a public disturbance.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so they
Yep.
could.
If I stand outside, minding my own business, not talking to anybody, taking pictures,
So in your
that's not
scenario,
the same story.
you were on the sidewalk
That's correct.
taking
on
video.
on public property.
taking video of
On-
people coming
On public
Okay.
property.
State-
Constitutionally
state property.
protected activity. State property is public property. That's correct.
And you're taking video of people coming in and out.
Absolutely.
And some guy comes out and says, what are you doing? And
I
you
ignore.
say, I'm just videotaping
Well,
things.
somebody asked me what I was doing, and I said I'm in the middle of what I'm doing. I would rather not have a discussion. Thank you.
Okay.
That's exactly what I said.
And then he said he wants you off
And then
the
he got in his car
sidewalk.
and left. No, this guy can't. No. You're talking about 6 different things. You're making a mistake, and I would remedy it as quickly as possible if I was you.
All right.
Seriously, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time there, Ziegler. If
I
that's
was
how
just-
you. What I'm trying to explain to
saying.
you is that you cannot trespass somebody from public property, which this is, unless they have committed a crime. That's the law, whether you want to accept that or not. And I asked this officer to check with a supervisor and verify what she was doing before she did it. She threatened me with arrest if I didn't give her my driver's license and identify myself. There is no lawful basis for that since I did not commit a crime and I did nothing wrong. So you have now violated 2 of my constitutional rights. And that's a major lawsuit.
If the manager...
See, the thing is, right, you may not like the messenger, and this guy can't come off and rub you the wrong way. I ain't even gonna lie about that. You know, he won't let nobody get a word in edgewise. And you know what I mean? Just his whole, but what he's doing as far as exposing them not knowing, you can't knock him for that.
Wants you trespass.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
What if he wanted me trespassed because I have a mustard colored shirt on? Is that you're going to trespass me for that? He doesn't like me taking pictures on public property, so you're going to trespass me for that. Makes no sense. And it's starting to sink into your brain. I can see it. You know I'm right.
Well,
and we should have had this conversation a little more calmly and more civilly when you first got here. Because
that is a fact. I said that when dude first rolled up, he had a demeanor about him like, no, talk to her. That since changed. Y'all notice that? It's changed.
I would have been happy to talk it out with you. But now what you've done is
interested to hear what you said.
you violated my rights. You people, under color of law, have just violated my rights. You did, and you're going to learn that. Well, I know you don't believe that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be making a stupid mistake.
So normally, yeah, we just don't. I know you think we do. We run around.
No, I don't think. I know. How do you know I'm not an attorney? With many, many years of experience of doing what I'm doing. How do you know that?
I don't.
Right, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
So why don't you ask the questions when you walk up instead of being a tough guy? Because you have a gun and a badge on and threatening people with arrest and being obnoxious.
She had a reason to ID you, and
no,
that's
she
what
does not. She had no lawful reason to ID me.
I'm going to back her play with very limited information,
You can back up her play whatever you want.
They want you trespass.
She made a mistake.
Okay, so are you going to sue the liquor store too?
I'm going to sue, yeah, I'm not going to sue anybody. My attorneys are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's U.S. Marshal.
U.S. Marshal, Fugitive Task Force, really? Wow. So what are we doing now there, officer?
Yo, that other cop got in his car and was like, he ain't saying more than 2 words. Like, I don't know, I just got here. And that's all he said. She leaving?
Are you releasing me from detainment or what are you doing? Clown, a clown.
She just left?
Yeah, they just realized they f***ed up.
Yep.
That's what their problem is.
She just left? Wait a minute. What just happened? She just left?
They just all ran away like a bunch of scared chickens. Did you see that?
What?
Did you give her your name?
Yeah.
Good. Under threat of arrest?
Yep.
Good. Good for you. Did you ask her specifically if she was going to arrest you? Good. Well, there you go, guys. That's prime example. I mean, they want to threaten me with arrest. I'm not going to get arrested. I'd rather allow them to violate my rights, and then we'll just sue them. And that's what's going to happen. I'll be on the phone with my attorney this afternoon. We finally found an attorney that'll handle these things. Very difficult. But it's a dude. They all just ran away.
Yep.
They all just left.
There's gonna be some new laws coming out. Watch. With all these First Amendment auditors.
I think we need to go down to the police department and speak to somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we should do. Well, all right, guys, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to go find the nearest PD and take a ride down there. So we'll pick back up when we get there. Stay tuned.
That was crazy.
All right, guys, so we are at the main Coeur d'Alene police headquarters here. I believe the lobby is closed, but we're going to ring the bell, see if we can get anybody. And see if we could speak to a watch commander or somebody here. And find out, A, if I was trespassed or not, because I'm not even clear about that. And B, I need a complaint form to file against the officer who took my ID. So. Oh, that's open. After hours police dispatch. What street is it? Schreiber?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yes, hi. I am at your headquarters on Schreiber, and I'm looking. Sure.
This is nuts. I still
Yes,
can't believe they wrote off.
And I'm interested in. I'd like to speak to a watch commander if possible. Thank you. My first name is Jason. Yes. I'm calling from the lift this handset in your public lobby at the police department. I do have a phone, yeah, but well, actually my phone's in the car, but I do have a phone with me. This is in reference to a police officer who just very aggressively demanded my identification without lawful reason, took my ID, did whatever she was going to do with it, jumped in her car, told me I was being detained, jumped in her car and left, never released me from detainment, and I have no idea what the status of anything was. I don't know if I was trespassed from the property.
This is bad.
And I also need to file a complaint against her.
This is bad. I can't believe she left.
So somebody will come here, or are they going to call me? I would love them to contact me in person, please. So I'll wait here for them. All right, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Take care.
I cannot believe.
So supposedly some watch commander is going to come meet us here. Got a different story out of this dispatcher. I had called the dispatcher on the way here, and I was told that a watch commander would call me back, and I haven't gotten a phone call back. So hopefully somebody does show up. I'm going to go get my phone out of the car in case they call me back. Hello, this is Jason.
Hey, Jason. My name's Sergeant Kraft. I'm with the Coeur d'Alene Police Department.
Hey, Sergeant Kraft. How are you? Thanks for getting back to me.
You bet. How can I help you, sir?
Are you available to meet in person at your Schreiber headquarters?
What's this pertaining to?
Well, I was just at the Safeway / State Liquor Store parking lot, and I'm with my son, and we were taking some photographs out in the parking lot, taking some video. And I guess evidently the State Liquor Store didn't like it that we were out in the parking lot taking video. So they called your department. Your officer, K48, responded. Got there, didn't want to listen to a word I had to say about what I was doing, demanded my identification under threat of arrest, placed me under detainment. This is all on video. So I was unlawfully detained. Very clearly by her. She demanded my license under threat of arrest, so I gave her my identification based on that threat. Then she handed me my license back, jumped in her car, and took off without saying another word to me, never released me from detention, never told me whether or not I was formally trespassed from the property or not, so I don't even know what happened, and I need to file a complaint against her.
And which liquor store was this again? You said Safeway?
What street was that? Yeah, it was the one that's in the parking lot with Safeway.
It's not a Safeway.
Or not a Safeway, I'm sorry.
Some private grocery store.
Yeah, it's a grocery store. I could get you the address, I just don't have it off the top of my head.
Was it down there on Sherman?
Was it on Sherman? I think so.
It was on Sherman.
Yeah, I think it was on Sherman.
Okay. Okay, so did she actually tell you that she would arrest you if you didn't provide your ID?
Yeah, she did.
Yes, she did.
I explicitly asked her, and I also informed her that if she did that, she'd be violating my First Amendment right and my Fourth Amendment right. She was laughing, literally laughing in my face. Thought the whole thing was very funny, which I don't think it's very funny at all. I'm with my son taking video in a public parking lot. That State Liquor Store is public property. I committed no crime, harassed nobody, created no disturbance, nothing. She didn't even want to hear my side of the story, and she just threatened me with arrest, demanded my identification, handed me my ID back, literally jumped in her car like running away from me. I don't know what the hell even happened. Jumped in the car and just left. And I was yelling at her car, am I released from detainment? Am I still detained? She wouldn't even answer me, and she just left. So I have no idea if I can go back there and buy a bottle of booze. I don't know if I'm trespassed off the property. I don't know what she did. It was very shady. The whole thing was very suspicious. And I, first of all, need to know if I was formally trespassed from that property or not, obviously. Because that's a dangerous little game she's playing. And secondly, I need to file a complaint against her. And then that'll be going directly to my attorney.
Okay. Well, we record every contact, so I'm going to have to check out her body camera and see what that tells me, and I will have to call you back.
Well, how do I file a complaint? I don't want to wait to file the complaint. I'm only here, I'm traveling, and I'm only here until tomorrow morning. And I'm here at your police department, and I'd like to officially give you the complaint now unless you refuse to take it.
Well, I think you just did over the phone. That's all it takes. I don't need you to sign anything. I don't need to necessarily see you in person. Everything you just told me is we can get the ball rolling on that and go forth with what you provided me just now.
All right, well, I want to go back to the liquor store now, so how do I know if I was trespassed or not? They're only open until 8 o'clock.
You know what? I'm going to have to call down there to the liquor store and I'll again get that answered. The officer is saying that the staff wanted you trespassed, so I need to shore that up with them and make sure that that's in fact what they desire.
Well, the staff, the manager named Frank told her that he wanted me trespassed because I was outside taking pictures. So,
yeah.
Being on public property, which that state liquor store is public property, I cannot be trespassed off of public property unless I've committed a crime, which I did not. I was never asked to. I was never asked to leave by the officer. She never asked me to leave. Never gave me the opportunity to leave. And as a matter of fact, when she pulled up, I was walking off of the property and met her at her car off the property. So.
Okay, well, they can decide not to let you inside the business. But you're right, it's a state property, so being on the property isn't necessarily criminal, but they can refuse service to anybody because they are a business.
He didn't try to go inside. Finally, somebody with some sense and knows what wow, I keep telling y'all, this is bad. This is very, very bad. I've never seen one like this.
Right. Well, I never went inside the property in the building. I was outside in the parking lot the entire time.
Right.
So,
okay.
And I was informed by your officer that I was being trespassed. She got in her car. She literally, I don't know what it was. It was like little kids scattering. It was like mice scattering when the cat shows up. I mean, she's just all of a sudden out of nowhere, after I informed her that she was violating my rights and got a little more legal in our conversation, she just jumped in her car and left. Now, like I said, never released me from detention, never clarified whether or not I was trespassed. And, you know, those are some serious things, and I can't really wait until tomorrow for answers about that stuff.
Well, give me just a little bit of time and I'll review her body camera footage and I will call you back.
Okay, and as far as filing a complaint against her, have I filed that complaint with you?
Yeah, your phone call suffices.
Okay, and what happens with that? How do I follow up on the complaint? What's your process?
Well, first of all, I need to vet if there's any truth to it, so I think that body camera footage is helpful to me.
Okay.
And then if it matches up with what you said, then we'll start forward the paperwork process and start a formal complaint. If it doesn't match up, then that's problematic.
Okay.
But if it does match exactly what you're saying, then we can take some steps to rectify the problem and correct that and hold her liable if that's what needs to happen.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. So will you be calling me back this evening?
Yeah, I'll call you back this evening.
Okay, and I'm sorry, what was your last name again, Sergeant? Kraft. I appreciate your courtesy and professionalism, Sergeant. I look forward to hearing back from you.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, so yeah, we're going to wait for Sergeant Kraft to call us back, and we'll keep the ball rolling here, so we're not going to let this one go.
As soon as I jumped in the shower, the Sarge called me back, and here's the voicemail.
Oh, stand by.
Hey, Jason. Sergeant Kraft with Coeur d'Alene Police again. Hey, I told you I'd call you back. Two things. It looks like we talked on the phone, the manager of the liquor store doesn't want you inside the store. So as long as you can adhere to that, that'd be great. And like we talked, the property itself is state-owned and public property. So they can tell you to stay out of the store, and it sounds like they don't want you inside the store. Secondly is the complaints against our officer, and I reviewed the body camera footage and I see your concerns. Although since you have spoken about filing a complaint through your attorney and getting your legal counsel involved. I'm actually no longer able to talk to you about that or discuss this incident with you, so it would be up to your attorney to contact our legal department and continue that if that's what you wish to do. I hope this addresses all of your concerns and your questions, and enjoy the rest of your stay here in Coeur d'Alene. Thank you.
Yeah, he's probably been advised that this isn't gonna end well. So he's probably doing what's best for himself right now and trying to avoid himself getting caught up in this. Yeah, this isn't good, bro. This isn't good at all. You know what I mean? I've never seen one go this route. I've seen a few other different routes they've gone in, you know what I mean? But this one here, the way she just rolled off and left. Yeah. And everything the sergeant called back and said. They don't want you inside. Cool. I wasn't inside. I was outside. You know what I mean? And if I can remember and recall, y'all know my memory ain't the best. He never really spoke to anybody walking up until somebody spoke to him. The one guy said, what you filming? The one lady walked up, she was already recording, talking to them first, initiating the contact. So it was never really him initiating anything bothering any of the customers. So yeah, this is interesting, man. They say part 2, so I'm gonna try to see can I find part 2 and check it out. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about this one. Till next one, I'm gone.